Okay, got our Kuni piglets moving along. Got them, they're making it about 2 days in these paddocks out here where the cows have already grazed. They're working their way towards this woodline. So you can see we've got them in here now. They've got another paddock already set up. That'll be 2 days here. I just moved them 2 days in there. And then we're gonna make another 2-day paddock before they go into the woods where they'll start traveling 12 days through each of the paddocks. I've been buying time instead of putting them straight in there. A couple reasons. One, so they can go ahead and graze this ground, knock down some of these weeds, old goldenrod. They're obviously not getting it all. You can see where they were at. I moved them from today. And a little further down. So that was 2 days here, 2 days there. And then they were down 2 days in this corner here, kind of wrapped around all the rain that we had. Kind of made a bit of a disaster over in this area. But you can kind of see that defined line there. So this was 6 days ago. So it's obviously going to take a little time for it to come back, but you can see the difference, certainly between it, where they were at 4 days ago, and then where they've been for the last 2 days. So the reason we, besides the fact that we want them to kind of knock some of these weeds down, the main priority for them working their way through here is because we still have last year's feeders in the woods over there. So they're in that wood paddock over there, and their butcher date is next week. So they have 1 more week in these woods, and then actually they only have a full week. We've got about 4 more days in here, and then we'll move them up to our loading area. We've got a little permanent fenced in area up there, so we'll move them up there, load them in the trailer the day before, but to give us time, so in case they get a little crazy in the move, because this is a far move, we'll move them up there about 3 days before they're set to go to the processor. But here they are. That's all we had left from our, we sold too many live piglets, so we only ended up with 2 to feed out and send to the processor. We've got a male and a female, and they are 14 months old, so they're a little beyond what we would have wanted. Really wanted to do them at 12 months, but going with a different processor this time, one that will scald and scrape. So pretty excited about trying them out so that we can see how much better we get with the scald and scrape processor. It's the only one in our area, so we want to get that done and see how much fat we get this time. We didn't get much last time, to be honest. These pigs are a little bigger than the last feeders, and hopefully we'll get better yield as well, just simply by virtue of them being a little bit bigger. They act like they're hungry, but they just ate. If you have pigs, you know how that is, but they've just about cleared everything out through here that they're going to. Been kind of going around and feeding them in these little bit of briar patches that we've got. It's not even much of a briar patch, it's just where some of these vines and stuff are growing up. They're a little thorny. Trying to get them to wipe that out. And we still got a little bit more clearing to do to get our woods the way we need them. I've spent a day clearing out some junk trees, and so we still got a little bit of underbrush in here to kind of deal with. I'm gonna bring the goats in pretty soon and let them do what they can do. But you can see it's, if you've seen this before, I had a comparison where I could show you immediately the difference is pretty significant. But we're starting to open up a lot of this area where we'll get our afternoon sun. Comes in from that way, and hopefully that'll be enough. As you can see, we've got grass growing in these areas that look just like that did. So the cows are making their way down, finishing their second circuit through this pasture. And our meat birds will be coming out here probably next week. And so hopefully we'll get some significant benefit on our grass from that. We are moving them every day. And as you can see, they left a good bit of clover, which is fine. They ate all the taller stuff, so obviously they need a little bit more fiber. They got all the protein from the clover that they needed. And there's our little bull calf over there, Victor. He thinks he's a big goat. He has been eating lots of tree limbs and vines, and that's just fine by me. So keep you posted on how this turns out with our Kuni feeders that are going to a scald and scrape processor instead of just one that skins, which again, that's what most everyone around here that we've encountered. We've called around to pretty much every one. Every now and then I find a new one, and so I did just find a new one that I'm going to call and see if they scald and scrape or if they skin as well. It won't be surprising to me if they say they just skin and scrape, or excuse me, just skin and don't scald and scrape, but got to call, got to find out, and check around and give ourselves that second option, because it was a 2-month wait to get on the schedule for this processor that is going to scald and scrape. So certainly need to do better planning. Didn't realize we haven't had that much of a wait before. I know I've heard in some places in the country it's a 6-month wait. It's even longer than that, a year in some cases. So this just hadn't been an issue for us, but it is now, and so we're going to roll with the punches. Have a great day.